Hey everyone, my name is Atharv and today we are solving an lead code problem that is to sum, and you will be given an array and target, and your task is to find the two elements that is A and B, where if you add them then it should be equal to a particular sum, that is it should be equal to our target. Now if we pick 8 and 6, then the 6 plus 8 is equal to 14. Then this is equal to our target. Then this will be our answer. Then we want to return the index of these two elements, where the 6 point at index 1 and 8 point at index 3. Then this will be our answer. So what we can do, firstly we will sort the array, and after sorting, our array will look like this, that is 2 5 6 8 and 11. And then what we can do, that we will apply the two pointer approach, where our first pointer, that is left, will point to here, and our second pointer will point to here. And and now what and now what we can do, uh, and suppose our target is equal to 14, and now we will add the array at index left and plus the array at index right, and which is equal to 2 plus 11, and the 2 plus 11 is equal to 13, which is less than our target. So if I move right pointer to here, which will point to 8, then the 2 plus 8 will be equal to 10, which is again lesser than the target, and we want the greater element. So since the array is sorted, then we can move a left pointer to here, where the left pointer will point to 5. Then the 5 plus 11 will be equal to 16. Now the 16 is greater than target, and since the array is sorted, then we will move our right pointer to here, and now it will point to 8. And uh, and now the 5 plus 8 will be equal to 13. Okay, and since which is again lesser than the target, and now we will increment our left pointer, and which will point to element 6, and after moving, the 6 plus 8 will be equal to 14, and this will be our target, and this is equal to our target, and this will be our answer. Now let's try the pseudocode. So firstly, we will have the function that is the toSum, which will be as an array, and the target and the length of array, that is n. Then firstly we will sort the array by a sort function, and now we will have an two pointer, that is left and right. So our left will point to at index 0, and our right will point at length of array minus 1, that is n minus 1. And now we will run a while loop, where the left should be less than right, and and what can we do, that and now we will store the sum of array at index left plus array at index right. Okay, after this, if sum is equal to target, then we will just return true, and if our sum is less than target, then we will just increment our left pointer plus plus, and else we will just decrement the right pointer like this. And if we do not get any answer, then we will just return false. So now this is the pseudocode, and if you want to return the index of two elements, then since we sort the array, and after sorting, our array will be like this, and the index will be this. Okay, so if you want to return the index of two elements, then for that purpose this algorithm will not work. But so if you want to return the answer in just the true and false, then for that this intuition will work. So let's see the time complexity for this. Since we are sorting the array, so to sort the array, the time complexity will be n log n, and we are running the while loop. Since since the while loop will be running till the left pointer is less than the right. So next, our while loop is running till the left pointer is less than the right. So if we do not move the right pointer and we just increment the left pointer, then in the worst case it will traverse to whole array, and which will be big of n. So our time so our so it will be n log n plus n, which will be big O of n log n plus n, and the space complexity will be constant. So to return the index, we will be using hash map. So in the hash map, we will be storing the element as an key and the index of that element as an value. So let's start. First, the pointer will point to 2. That we will just do 14 minus 2, which is equal to 12, and we will see if the 12 is exist in the hash map, and in this case it is not, then we will just store the 2 and the index of that element. And now our pointer will point to here, and now we will just check the 14 minus 6, which is equal to 8, and it is exist in the hash map, and in this case it is not, and we will just store the 6 and the index of that element. And then again we will move our pointer to here, and then we will just compare, and then we will just see that is 14 minus 5, which is equal to 9, and it is exist in the hash map, and in this case it is not. Then we will just move our pointer to front, and then we will just check that that is the 14 minus 8, which is equal to 6, and it is exist in the hash map, and in this case it is exist, that is 6, which is at index 1, and the current index of the 8 is 3. Then we will just return the 1 and 3. So in this case what is happening, if we do 14 minus 8, which is equal to 6, and in the question we want to do the sum of two numbers, and if we do the sum of 8 and 6, which is 8 plus 6 equal to 14, and the 14 minus 8 is equal to 6, then we can just store the elements of the array in the hash map with the index, and at last if this condition is satisfied, then we can just return the current index of the element and the element which is stored in the hash map. For this code, the time complexity will be big O of n, and the space complexity will be big O of n. Since we understood the intuition, now let's write in pseudocode. So firstly we want to make a map, which will be suppose this is an hash map of type integer and integer, and now we need to traverse for and now we need to traverse in the array, which will be for int I equal to 0 and I is less than arr dot length and I plus plus. Okay, and now we will store the element of the array in the number. So array element at index I, and now we need to find the required element, that is the element is the target minus array at index I, which will be we will and now we will store this value in the variable more needed. Okay, and now we will find this element in the hash map, that if map dot contains this more needed value, which is the key in this case, and if it is content, then we will just return the and now we will just return the map dot get, and now we will just return the map dot get the value at more needed, and we will just return the current index. And basically this will be a pseudocode. So now this is in Java code. Firstly we will create an hash map, and then since our return type is of an array and we want to return the two elements, so we will create an array of size 2, and then we will store the -1 in the array at index 0 and array at index 1, and then we will traverse in the array and we will just store the current element, that is the nums of index I, in the nums variable, and then we will do the target minus nums, and we will store this value in the more needed variable, and then we will just check if the map contains this more needed value. Then if it is content, then we will just get the index, that is the value, that is map dot get more needed, which will be give us the value by putting the key. So this is the key, and we will store it in the answer at index 0, and we will store the current index in the answer at index 1, and we will just return our answer. And if it is not there in the hash map, then we will put the current element and the current index as an value, and the current element as an key. And if we do not get the sum, then we will just return the -1 and -1, that is we will return the answer which has the value of -1 and -1. Now let's see our code is working or not. Okay, it is working, and just submit. Okay, so I hope you understand the solution, and if you understand, then please subscribe to my channel and like the video, and bye.